Alright, so this is my Game 4 recap of the 2025 NBA Finals. Let's get started. So, Oklahoma City beat the Indiana Pacers 111-104. So, another fairly close game. All these have been pretty close except for Game 2. Indiana, I believe, was up by 10 points late in the third quarter. And then OKC ended up coming back and winning this game, obviously by 7. So they ended up outscoring Indiana by 14 points in the fourth quarter alone. So that was obviously a really good quarter for OKC and a pretty bad quarter for Indiana. But looking at this game as a whole, one thing that really stands out is that OKC shot 18% from 3. They made 3 threes in this entire game and they ended up winning. Doing that in 2025 is pretty impressive. Indiana wasn't great from 3. They shot only 30%, but that's a lot better than 18%. So, again, props to OKC for figuring out how to win despite making 3 threes in the entire game. That's still pretty crazy. But one big reason of how they were able to pull that off is the free throws. They made 34 free throws in this game. Indiana made 25, which is still a decent amount, but obviously nowhere close to that 34. So, getting to the foul line that many times obviously helps OKC, but still really good that they were able to win this game. Some other things that stand out here is offensive rebounds. OKC won that battle 12-7. They won the turnover battle 13-15, which is good. Also, second chance points. This is something I've been talking about for OKC so far in this series. They've been winning the offensive rebound battle and the turnover battle pretty much all series, but they were not really capitalizing on those points. In this game, they had 23 second chance points on their 12 offensive rebounds. That's really good, right? And they had 25 points off of the 15 forced turnovers from Indiana. That is really good. A lot better than what they've been doing throughout the rest of the series, which is a very, very big part of why they ended up winning this game. Being able to capitalize on the turnovers that they forced and on those offensive rebounds definitely goes a long way towards winning the game, right? And we saw that play out here in Game 4. Some things for Indiana, again, they lost the turnover battle, they lost the offensive rebound battle, then they lost the second chance battle and the points off turnovers battle, right? They also, shot 14% less on free throws. They shot 5% less from the field. Pretty much the only thing they won in the stat sheet here is the three-point battle, which, again, they shot 30%, which is not very good. So Indiana did not have a very good game pretty much all around. Just look at the box score. They did have 11 steals in this game, so defensively, they're doing fine. But offensively, not so much, right? Getting into the box score here for OKC, SGA was, of course, amazing. He had 35 points in this game, pretty efficiently as well. And he had 15 points in the last 4 minutes of this game, which obviously very much helped, put OKC over the top here and be able to win there. So he definitely took over in crunch time, which is good to see. Very good performance from him. Jalen Williams had 27 points. It was pretty good. Chet had 14 on okay efficiency. One thing to note is that the entire starting lineup for OKC was 2 of 9 from 3, which is obviously not very good. But again, they only made 3 threes the entire game, right? So one three-pointer on their entire bench, which was by Alex Caruso. He had 20 points off the bench, and he was about their only guy that did much of anything for them off the bench. Also, one thing to note is they did go back to Isaiah Hartenstein starting over Cason Wallace, which neither of them were big factors here in the box score, but I do think it did make a difference, right? Definitely changes the way, the dynamic of the game for OKC and how they play, especially starting out. It definitely worked out better for them. They ended up winning this game. Obviously that's not the whole reason that they won, but it is worth noting that they did look definitely a little bit better, I think, in the start of this game with Isaiah Hartenstein instead of Cason Wallace. Now looking at Indiana, they had most of their guys, actually did shoot pretty good from 3. It was just Miles Turner and Tyrese Halliburton that were pretty bad, right? Everybody shot pretty much 40% from 3. Pascal Siakam was 33%, but everyone else shot 40% from 3 outside of Tyrese Halliburton and Miles Turner. Miles Turner was 0 for 6 from 3, Tyrese Halliburton 1 for 7, right? So those two guys being a combined 1 of 13 is not very good, right? But that is definitely something that they can improve on, right? So going forward for Indiana, they definitely feel good about their chances to be able to right the ship as far as their 3-point percentage, because it was pretty much just two guys that were bringing it down, right? And those are two guys who have a lot of history shooting really good from 3, so we're not too worried about it. They just both had an off night on the same night, which is obviously not ideal, but definitely something that you're not going to be too worried about happening again, right? Also, one thing to note, Aaron Nesmith was 2 for 9 from the field, so he wasn't very good overall, but he was good from the 3-point line, which is solid. Obi Toppin had 17 points off the bench. He was doing pretty good. So not really worried about much for Indiana. It's just Halliburton and Miles Turner need to do a little bit better on the threes. They had guys like Pascal Siakam who had 5 steals in this game. He was doing really good, but again, overall, not the best performance from Indiana as a whole. Tyrese Halliburton had 5 turnovers. Andrew Nembhard had 4 turnovers. You want to get those down a little bit. Obviously, right? That's not ideal. But again, the main thing here going forward for both of these teams, for OKC, I mean, they're going to have to shoot better than 18% from 3. They cannot expect to only make 3 threes in an entire game and be able to win again in this playoff series. I don't think that's going to happen, right? Indiana, they need to definitely get Tyrese Halliburton and Miles Turner to shoot a little bit better from 3. But overall, they just need to stop fouling as much. They cannot allow OKC to shoot nearly 43 threes a game. That's not going to be a good recipe for success for Indiana, because OKC is very good at knocking down those free throws, right? Other things Indiana needs to work on, I would say, just maybe better transition defense. I mean, OKC did a lot better this game of getting those second chance points and those fast break points off the turnovers. So Indiana was doing pretty good defensively against those throughout games 1 through 3. So they kind of need to get back on track there defensively in order to win this series. But again, for OKC, shoot a little bit better from 3 and honestly do exactly what you were doing here, with those second chance points and those points on turnovers, and they're going to be in prime position to win this series. For Indiana, just, again, shoot a little better from 3, limit those transition points and those second chance points, and that's really all I got to say about Indiana, right? This has still been a very good series, right? Right now, it feels like OKC is in control just because they did win Game 4, but if you've been paying attention, it's just been going back and forth every single game so far. And again, both of these teams have not lost 2 games in a row all postseason long. So if that trend continues, Indiana is going to win in 7, which is very, very possible. My original prediction was Thunder in 6. Right now, I'm definitely leaning a 7-game series no matter what. As of right now, I'm probably leaning OKC, but again, I could very easily see Indiana winning in 7. Both these teams could honestly win in 6 games, and I would not be surprised. But I definitely think this has the feel of a 7-game series from where we stand right now. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you for watching. Make sure to check back later this week for a Game 5 playoff recap, and goodbye.